here. Get a charger for the phone implement device. Open Twitch. Do that. And do that. Okay. And lastly, whoa! Thanks for resubscribing, Josh. 4 months. My money situation is finally better to do this. Well, that's great. That's great to hear. Great to see you guys. So I know that the state of play is apparently on today, or if it has played already, I'm not sure. But do let me know how it goes. So tonight we've got another commission, by Rivenbound actually. So do you guys remember Dusk? You know, the adorable human fighter kid who named all of her weapons. So Rivenbound just got to me a couple nights ago. And essentially, hey Chanazard, and essentially, they wanted me to take another crack at Dusk. And let's just say that she's not a happy camper right now. There was a point in their campaign where, Dusk basically, is uber pissed off and uber hurt, and so dumbass, her, legendary sword, reactivated. And she also got, another sword on her side. So, what Rivenbound essentially wanted me to do was, give Dusk those two swords while having a very pissed but also very hurt expression. So I thought, I definitely want to try something like that. Plus, I love Dusk as a character concept and as a character in general, so I was more than happy to tackle them again. And I think Brian just joined us. Yes, he did. Hi.
Hi.
So Josh just resubscribed to me for 4 months.
Yay!
Which, I appreciate all of your support. Like, thank you sincerely. Like, I know no one hasn't really donated to me yet. Not saying you have to, but, every little bit of support, from you guys really goes a long way with helping me. So, I really appreciate that. So, let's stop faffing about and let's get into, refining, the sketch phase, shall we? Because, Dusk as a character, has a lot to her design, so, I definitely want to take some time to refine it. And I may or may not have, picked Twilight Princess music because, you know, Link was one of her inspirations, if I recall correctly.
Well, I'm just doing stuff on Legends Arceus to get the shiny charm.
Awesome. She's real good. Then again, I'm a sucker for most of Riven's characters. Yeah, Riven has really awesome character ideas. And again, I am always of the firm belief that you can make any character work, even human fighter. You just, you know, you just have to have fun and make a character. And, class honestly shouldn't be a deal breaker. Like, if anyone, gives you shit for, playing, I don't know, a human bard with the lucky feat, tell them to stuff it and because it's your character. Like, do not feel bad for wanting to play a certain character type.
Tell Dr. Crafty he is a bottom.
I mean, according to you guys, he is. Wait, does he give people shit for playing certain character archetypes?
He doesn't, but you know his whole thing about the Blood Hunter.
Yeah, like, Blood Hunter is the only one I think he has the most ire with. And it's like, sorry you don't like it, man, but some people, honestly like Blood Hunter. Not for the edgy reasons, but because they like the idea. And granted, there's quote-unquote better ways of playing characters, but how about someone who actually wants to play a Blood Hunter? Or, they, don't really care for being, you know, a rogue despite the theming of, you know, the Inquisitor. And like, I don't mean to put Crafty on blast, but like, yeah. Come on, not every Blood Hunter is the goddamn same. And honestly, I do see the reservations mechanically behind it, but nothing homebrew can't fix. That doesn't mean it's inherently broken. It's just, you know, it's dangerous to use. I think that's the worst Blood Hunter can be. State of play was met. The only thing that was interesting was the TMNT collection port. Oh, the JoJo's All-Stars battle, and maybe the last game they showed, Valkyrie Elysium, looked interesting, but that was it. The rest felt like it was focusing on Square Enix or something. Oh, geez. So barely anything new, huh?
Squeenix.
Well, similar to getting Heaton on a tirade about Fate. If you want to get Danny to go on a tirade, mention Square Enix to her. That's what I've noticed. It didn't help that when I saw rumors of Sly Cooper, I knew I had to take it with a grain of salt, and after the state of play, Sly was just trending again. Well, Sony, you heard them! What?
I found another shiny Starly.
Okay, I thought it was a Sly Cooper thing. I was like, wait, what about Sly?
This is my 4th shiny Starly.
Wow. Chocolate Bird! Did you just boop blue?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You're using blue to boop, Dusk. Okay. I don't think she's in the booping mood right now between you and me. A lot of people were sad about that, and I knew that would happen. Yeah, like, I don't know. When it comes to old franchises and Sony, I sort of expect nothing. Because I think it's fairly clear they don't give a shit about their old IPs anymore. It's like, they're almost afraid of them in a way. Is that the correct way of putting it?
These aren't The Last of Us.
Let's remake The Last of Us, even though it still looks good to this day. And it doesn't need to be remade. It doesn't deserve to be remade. But not in the way that's, oh, fuck you, Last of Us, you're a bad game. No, that's The Last of Us 2. I'm talking specifically about remaking the first game, because it's not necessary. It's like trying to remake Resident Evil 4. Oh, wait, they're doing that too!
Like, why, though? It's already perfect.
And Jen is here. Hey, I say this because the Sly Cooper website was updated. Oh, yeah, I did see something about that. Someone apparently looked into what was going on, and essentially, yeah, for whatever reason, the Sly Cooper website was updated. We don't know why yet, but apparently it has nothing to do with the state of play. Which is unfortunate, but also kind of expected. Because, like I said, Sony is outright afraid of their old IPs. Because it's like, if we can't see every capillary in a person's tongue, it's not good, apparently.
And that's why Microsoft bought Spyro and Crash.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, finally. So maybe they'll be in decent hands this time.
Yeah, because they bought out Activision, and the problematic people they got rid of them.
Oh, sweet. So, what Riven also wanted from Dusk here is to give her armor a lot more damage. Of course, except for the cloak, because it's a magical item, so naturally it does not get damaged in the context of the D&D game that Dusk is a part of. Was watching Alice in Wonderland, and then I saw you were streaming. Oh, hi. But yeah, sorry if some of my comments seem off. I got into a car crash today, and I thought I had a concussion, and so did my boss, so I had to Uber home, so, oh man, that sucks. Are you okay?
I read about that in another chat we're in.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that.
Well, I don't think you were in the room that we're in, so you wouldn't have been able to see it.
Right. Still, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be less sorry because of that. Though I think it was because we have speculated that something Klonoa would happen, but we didn't know.
Either way, my boy is alive, as he should be.
2, 3. Yeah, I'm alright, thankfully. But it was rough. It was a sandwich between two cars. Oh, fuck! Yeah, I'm doubly glad you survived then.
Alright, Jordan, you wanna know what's weird?
What?
So you know how Weirdeer is one of our ride Pokemon in Legends Arceus, right?
I mean, of course.
Did you know its speed stat is 65?
Ugh, Game Freak.
It's as slow as Emboar.
Yeah. Oh, and our commissioner is here. Hey, Ribbonbound. We're just working on refining the sketch right now. And great that you're here, because then we can get some, on-site input if it's needed.
And we have a Big Mac.
And we have a Big Mac. Well, whole ensemble here. Or, as Articulate Design would say, ensemble. Which, pretty sure that's
weird.
not... Yeah, it's like, pretty sure that's not how you say it, but then again, maybe it's the Scottish way of saying it, because he is Scottish. Yeah, I listen to ASMR when I go to sleep.
Me too.
I'm at work, so I won't consistently be here. That's fine. We're just glad that you, came to say hi. That, and people don't think that Dusk is my character, because she's not. She is Rivenbound's baby, and don't you forget it. Yes, I am your father, and don't you forget it. I'm here, though, to give feedback on serious mode. Charizard, exactly. 65 speed, and you can ride it. Like, I'm sorry, but unless if speed boost was in this game, which it's not, then, or agility is in this game, which it's not, then, that 65 speed isn't enough to, you know, trot across, Hisui.
You want to know what's even more messed up than that?
What?
It's pre-evolution Stantler, 85 speed.
What the fuck? Also, earlier, someone was telling me about a book that involves a girl who uses dolls as a coping mechanism in dealing with the nightmares of her tyrant dad. It's both sad and scary. Yeah, I can only imagine. But this is like the whole Vikavolt thing again. Where it's like, oh, in another source material, it's super duper fast, and then it's like, the game lies to you, because every fucking Pokemon in Galar, Alola is super slow, except Dusk Form Lycanroc, I mean. Oh, and Midday Lycanroc, if I recall correctly, right?
Yes,
is that a fast Pokemon too?
Yes, in fact, I think it's faster than Duskform. But it also trades off attack, so, nah.
So, Fragile Speedster.
Yeah.
Alright. Dusk Form is superior.
Midnight Form inferior.
It really kind of is. Like, it's the opposite of, you know, Midday Lycanroc. Where, yeah, it's stronger, but at what cost? I'm pretty sure it's stronger, right?
I believe it is, but it's also slow.
Yeah, so good luck hitting anything. Which, okay. Incineroar can handle it because, you know, it's bulky, and to an extent so is Primarina. But Primarina has, their typing to help cover for their slow speed, as well as the good, special defense, I believe. Incineroar is just bulky, especially with Assault Vest. Which, hey, raises their special defense. But, the Lycanrocs who aren't Dusk Form, eh. Alright. Did you guys immediately make a Pokemon Scarlet Otaku joke when, Gen 9 was announced? No.
She made it herself.
Yeah, wait, she did?
Yeah, in fact, her name in Heaton's Discord at the moment is Pokemon Scarlet.
Alright, so, everyone who tries to make that joke is immediately stealing.
Yes.
So don't joke steal. That's my job. Anyway,
no, that's Jen's job.
Yeah, wow, way to throw her under the bus. Copyright strike!
No.
Anyway, she typed something.
I threw her under a forklift because I'm certified.
I'm pretty sure that's murder. Anyway, yeah, her friend gave her a bunch of beautiful dolls, and she used them to play out stories involving her dad and her friends, and started building a collection. Her sanity slowly devolves more and more, believing her dad will make everyone happy if he found a new mom and such. Oh, shit. This is like a very fucked up version of, Stockholm Syndrome. In terms of choosing a starter, I'm still torn between, Fuecoco and Quaxley. I want Sprigatito. I will stick to that choice, until the game comes out, and until I receive the game. Because, I don't know what it is, but I find Sprigatito the most, appealing starter. Also, I'm a cat. Also, I'm a cat person. Shush, Christina V. I'm talking.
Did you just tell Christina V to shush?
Yes, because it's rude to speak over people, talk over people. You know what I mean? Okay. I think the breastplate can go, so we're just left with, this.
Accordion.
Also keep the cat on all fours. It doesn't matter, like, if it ends up, like, on 2 legs, I don't really give a shit. Like, if it ends up having, you know, if it maintains all 4 legs during its entire evolution process, great. But if it doesn't, well, I don't really see what the big deal is. I really don't. Which, I get the anatomy can bother people, but, I don't think it's that big of a deal, you know? That's like getting angry at a frog because, as a tadpole, it had, you know, nothing but a tail, and then when it grows up, it grows 4 legs. It's like, oh my god! What? Why are you like this? Why can't you just be a fish?
It's like, why would you do that? I feel betrayed.
At least the medieval times classified all aquatic creatures as fish, even beavers. I'm not kidding, they did that.
It swims. It must be a fish.
No, you joke, but that's their actual mentality. They even call crabs fish using the same logic.
It's like, hey, medieval people. What? Pushes them in water and sees them flow. I'm a fish!
I've been turned into a fish!
Witchcraft!
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually ended up happening and then someone got hung for it. Okay, they weren't, I'm pretty sure they weren't that superstitious, but, they did have a lot of silly rules. But hey, peasant food is miles, better and healthier for you than, royal food.
And that's
the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. And yeah, their diet is what led to a lot of kings being obese. Because, you know, they ate a lot of fatty foods and very extravagant foods. You know, I'm definitely up for playing a Zelda game one of these days, for a stream, but, I'm still trying to find the best choice. Ocarina of Time is out because, you know, everyone streams Ocarina of Time. I mean, I'm gonna stream it one day, just not yet, you know? I'm thinking Majora's Mask, honestly. Because especially nowadays, it strikes a major chord with me. And I think even to this day, it's still one of the more underappreciated Zelda games. Like, there is a fan base, don't get me wrong. It's just not as big as it could be, you know? So I definitely would like to stream that. Wind Waker is my childhood. And to an extent, so is Twilight Princess, the soundtrack we're listening to now. But yeah. If you do Oracle of Age of Seasons, I don't want to emulate those. Like, if I want to stream a handheld game of any capacity, I would want the ability to actually stream those games. But seeing as the 3DS has no feasible way of recording those games, it's like, I want it to be as authentic as possible, and I don't think emulation is gonna really help with that. Plus, it may actually, you know, make the experience a little worse, if that makes sense. At least for me, because, you know, I played those games front to back on the original systems, and I don't know, doing it with keyboard controls doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, I'm a filthy console gamer. Shut up. But yeah.
You dare bring consoles to my PC? You must die.
An empty threat. Just like you, Internet. Okay. Okay. I think this is going in a decent direction. Oh, wait, hang on. Dusk. I think... Yeah, your skirt, got longer somehow. That's okay. You can always do this. There we go. Yeah, I forgot how unnecessarily dramatic the Twilight Princess battle music is. It's like as much as I liked Twilight Princess when I played it as a kid, I will be the first to admit that it tries way too hard to be dark.
We need to stretch rated T rating.
No, again, it's like, I made this comparison before. It's like, you see Diababa, you're freaking the fuck out. But once you get to Death Sword later on in the game, after you've seen so many other scary monsters, it's like, eh. Like, you grow numb to it, and you shouldn't grow numb to a game that has scary stuff in it. Alright, You can play the Zelda CDI games. Jen, I am this close to banning you. It's like, I will fucking pimp slap you.
Damn.
It's a bad choice, so feel bad. I tried the Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo. Oh yeah, how is that? Alright, hang on. I think at this point we're safe to go to line art. I think. Just need to look at the finer details first. Pizza bot! Oh, no. We're not doing this shit again. Moses McFoomfs. No.
You know what, bot? Look, there's an alpha wormhole. Run.
Basically, I'm the doctor.
Hello, I'm the doctor. Basically, run.
Yes, thank you, that's the line. And no pizza? Ow! Oh, by the way, I just ordered pizza earlier. Actually, I should check on the progress of the order. What? Technical difficulties? No, not on the stream. Don't worry, it's just on the website of the Papa Jones. Papa Jones. Here we go. Oh, it's delivered. Fuck. Be right back. Be beak. Why did I close the chat for Twitch? That was dumb of me. Sorry. Chat. There we go. Okay. Be right back. Brian, make sure they aren't cold and lonely.
Okay. So while he's out, and so you guys aren't cold and lonely, I'm gonna give you all a blanket. I only have one. It's really big though, but you do need to share. And if Mr. Maniac ever comes in, I must apologize, there is still no futon. I can only offer blanket. Do we get hot chocolate too? You may have to make that yourself. All I have is a blanket. Sorry, Chananzar, there's no futon, just a blanket. It's big, though. An electric blanket. Okay, so you have your own blankie. That leaves more to share for the others without a blankie. I also don't want to alarm you guys. Your blankie can talk. And he may be best friends with a toaster. It's like, well, what are you giving me that face for, Jen? You can be friends with a toaster. Don't judge Blanky for who he makes friends with. That poor Blanky's been traumatized. Come on, distortion space. Send me far away and let me find rare things to mooch money off the village for. Because that's all you're good for now. What about the radio and the vacuum and the lamp? They're running late. Ah, there we go. Now I am in distorted space. Sneezely? I don't need a Sneezely. I need that. And now my console battery's low? Come on.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Jordan, they're in a blankie.
Oh, they're in a blankie. Yay!
Yeah, and the blankie talks.
The blankie talks?
Yeah, and he's best friends with a toaster.
Oh, you're talking about Brave Little Toaster. Yeah, I loved that movie as a kid. I mean, the clown nightmare sequence scared the fuck out of me, but I don't think it would really scare me anymore. But yeah.
Yeah. And poor Blanky was traumatized.
Yeah. Everyone was mean to Blanky too. Like, what did he ever do to you? Oh, hi, Blue. Blue just got up from her nap. What the duck did I miss? You miss a lot. But we are back, and I had to eat some pizza because it just got delivered. I had like 2 slices, don't worry, I put the rest away. So Brian took over for me and keeping you guys warm. And then apparently you were talking about the brave little toaster while it was gone?
Yes, because the blanket there...
What was that? You died.
That's because the blankie they're snuggled by is Blankie from Brave Little Toaster.
Okay. Blue, seriously, I just got back. Do you want out now? Now?
Hey, I want pizza. Give me pizza, human. Bye, Blue.
Okay. World, can I please work on my client's line art?
So DSP,
I got pizza waiting for me at home too. What the fuck? You got pizza waiting for you too?
Everyone has pizza. It's a
Everyone
trend,
loves-
honey.
Everyone loves pizza. Yeah, but I don't. Everyone likes pizza.
So DSP, what? Battery's low? This game's bugged, dude.
Nah, your brain is bugged from having too much stupid. Can I have some pizza? Of course! It's a pepperoni. Are you okay with that? Not sure what you're getting? You could always get pizza. You know, complete the conga line. Hang on, let's, there we go. No, wait, that's not right.
Leafeon, why must you crit me?
For a second, I thought you were about to say, Leafeon, why must you be cringe? And I was like, calm down. Like, it's not Flareon.
Leafeon, all this murder and you're still not based.
Strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it! That's literally Flareon in a nutshell. Yeah.
My sword is a tool of justice. That's cringe, Jack.
Okay. Don't diss my Firefox. You're right. We should diss it more. No.
Listen, I'm sorry. It's not my fault Game Freak made it bad.
Oh, you saw No Way Home? No spoilers, please. I unfortunately had to spoil elements of it for myself, but I haven't seen the full movie yet. I want to, though, but yeah, as a Spider-Man fan, I absolutely had to know what happened, and I'm like, okay, great, I'm in the know now, but I would like to watch the rest of the movie, please.
Hey, do you like the part where please stop? Oh, Sylveon. Best evolution.
I showed him it yet. Awesome. Meanwhile, Dante wants pizza too. Oh, does he?
Yes,
Oh.
Dante always wants pizza.
Jordan, after playing the demo, it was beautiful, and the gameplay was awesome too. The cutter power is OP when I was using it on a boss, because you can hold the blade out in midair. Whoa. As a sword fan, as a sword Kirby fan, I think that might overtake it for me just from that alone. I mean, not because it's OP, but because of how, you know, much more useful it is. Honestly, Cutter and Sword are a bit on the redundant side. Like, I know Cutter is supposed to be more the boomerang of the two, but they're both swords technically, right? So it's like you have you don't like the more traditional sword? How about a slightly lighter sword?
How would you like a knife?
Customers won't go away. Ah, that sucks. Which, yeah, I'm still keeping an open ear for, job opportunities, but it's like, if I don't have, as long as I don't have to deal with people, I'll take the job. And if it's, like, it's something that I can do, on my own schedule. You know, something part-time would be nice. Because, you know, I am a streamer and an artist, so the more time I can still devote to those, I'd be happy. I recently rewatched Dante's What If Smash video, and I still find that scene funny. Dante: sorry, not a film for business yet. BJ: no, wait, I was calling to ask if you wanted to be in Super Smash.
Like, I get to fight a what now?
That's weird. Oh, no, wait. It's playing it in the right order. I was like, wait, why are they playing the event music when you first meet Midna out of order? But no, it's in order. It's just... it's focusing on this, so it wasn't 100% focusing on the soundtrack.
I thought for a split second the soundtrack was just gonna be like,
Okay, even though it's composed mostly of MIDI tunes, it's not that automated, Brian. Like, I remember when people hated the fuck out of MIDI for some fucking reason. Like, if the song sounds good, what's the problem? Like, does medium have to equate to good music? Thankfully, we got over that. Me sitting here with my husbando Dante. Looks over at Revan Mount. Wait. What do you mean? Hang on, let me... Ah, the Twilight Zone theme. I mean, the Twilight Realm theme. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's like, I know what it is. Twilight Princess, right?
I think this one has a problem with MIDI. Oh. Well, way to call them out like that. I mean, if you don't like it, that's totally fine. And I can see why it would bother you. So, I get it. Or maybe I'm over-exaggerating. Probably. I mean, I don't like country music, period, but, I don't think any of you guys would have a heart attack over it. And did I... Ah. The worst part of line art. Where it doesn't fucking look right with every attempt that you try. Come on! Okay, there we go. That works. It's like infinite circles. Or infinite half circles. A freaky circle.
Yeah.
Wait, were you trying to imitate Baldur there?
Yes.
Like, what was with the delivery of that line, actually? Like, the guy who played Baldur was great, but, I kind of have a few little, I kind of have opinions about some of his, line delivery. Like,
I mean, to be fair,
later in the game where he's like, later in the game where he's like, "Mother, I'll kill you." It's like he was like close to laughing at the end of that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that part where like he was wheezing, he was being choked up by Kratos.
Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, you know what? I think that makes sense because, you know, he was trying to scream bloody murder for his mom, but, you know, Kratos kind of crushed his fucking lungs, so he can't exactly get it out right. That makes sense, actually. You're right. Okay, so that's saved. But the come on! That is legitimately a weird take. That being said, I kind of love how hammy Baldur is, even though he's nothing like his mythological counterpart, because, you know, he was the Norse god of light, and he was naturally the sweetest boy in the universe. Whoa! Heaton's raiding with 4 people? Hello! Greetings, exalted ones!
Hello,
Hi!
Heaton!
It's Josh Heaton!
Hey, look, yeah, back from murdering zombos, so I have...
RAID!
Raid Shadow Legends!
Ah!
Oh my god, I said that just before TP posted that.
Yeah, that was perfect timing! Holy shit! Hi, Heaton, and TP, and 2 other people. Okay, who have we got in the chat? Who else is here? Who else is Elsa from Frozen? Do you want to build a snowman? I mean, it's Marsh. I don't know.
No! I'm sick of snow!
Snow killed my parents.
It did kill my parents, and then it killed me.
But how did you live?
Were you killed? Sadly, yes, but I lived.
We're doing art commissions. Hello.
I just found a lost satchel in front of a Bidoof. Bidoof, did you murder someone?
Bidoof!
God, he's a maniac.
It's like a likely story, Bidoof. Where were you on the night of the 11th?
I was at home doing your mom. Oh, funny.
Just imagining a Bidoof with Rocket Raccoon's voice is just... That is probably one of the most cursed things I've ever imagined. Sorry you had to hear that. This is the kind of content you come to my channel for, everyone. I either am too focused on something to not talk at all, or if I do talk, I say weird shit. This motherfucker wants to write a dark fantasy graphic novel one day.
And I
webcomic, but
to
yes.
things because I'm a bad influence.
You kind of did, but I love you for it. Also, this is what we like to call fart music.
God, I can smell it.
Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure one of the Twilight Beasts, the flying one specifically, I think its cry was actually a synthesized version of a Pokemon cry. I forget what Pokemon it was. I'm pretty sure it was from Gen 3, but yeah, Game Freak had a slight hand in Twilight Princess's development, apparently. And then there's me with my memes. It's like, I have an army. Jen, I have memes.
Monsoon is pleased.
Excellent meme, Terra's Moon. Exquisite.
Curse of Monsoon.
Regret your raid choices yet, Heaton?
You kidding? You should hear some of the shit that comes out of Avi.
Alright, so this is probably nothing new for her. Weirder than hearing Pikachu with the voice of Deadpool. Oh, right, because Ryan Reynolds did voice him. I never did see Detective Pikachu. The DVD was right there in the market I go to, and I didn't take it. Okay, as I thought. So trim it down a bit. There we go. Detective Pikachu is pretty good.
It is.
Yes, and for the record, we're talking about the movie, not the game. On the 3DS. Who among you in the audience? Who among you in the chat thought Detective Pikachu was originally a movie? Not to make fun of anyone, of course, but like genuinely curious. Did you know it was a game before it was a movie?
I thought it was a book.
That's just plain out. That's just plain out wrong. That's just flat out wrong. I don't know what I was trying to say. Like, I think another word came to mind, and then I had another walk out moment. It's like, you know what walk out is? It's essentially look out and watch out together. Invented by Kirsten Dunst in Spider-Man 3.
So on my way to try to find a wisp, I end up finding another one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you found a lisp.
I found a lisp.
No, wisp with a W.
I'm just gonna stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
No, it's whisk with a K.
Whisk?
Get it? Whisk with a K. Anyway. Yeah, I knew it was a game. I knew it was a game because of the beta version. Oh. I remember when people were clamoring for Danny DeVito to play Detective Pikachu, and then when the request finally got to him and reached his ears, he's like, "What the fuck's a Pokemon?"
The fuck's a Pikachu?
That's his real answer.
Yeah, like he didn't know what Pokemon was.
And he's like, "What the fuck is a Pokemon?"
It's like, damn.
It's like, damn, Phil. I remember him as Phil from Hercules.
Kid, I got 2 words for you. Attack!
That's not how the line goes. It's like, 2 words. I am retired. Hercules counts on his fingers.
Well, I was quoting Kingdom Hearts.
I was quoting the actual movie. So I wonder how many people I annoyed with the... I have 12 viewers. Okay, apparently I didn't annoy anyone. Hello.
And you've earned them.
I earned them.
You earned them.
Debatable, but thank you.
No.
I guess I should talk about what I do for the people who just got here. I am Jordan, aka the Kooky Celtic. I am an artist, a writer, and a streamer who draws on Wednesday and Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. EST, and on other days like Fridays or Saturdays. Well, Saturday is a bit of a wild card, but generally on Friday nights. I also stream on 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing video games. Currently, I'm working through Okami. We just got to Webkier in the game, and we're pretty much almost done with the entirety of the game. We just got to play through it. I say Saturdays are usually wildcard days because, generally it's sort of like, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Because, I've also got some other things on my mind, mainly adult responsibilities.
The worst.
Like, making sure not to drown in debt is the main thing. And as you can see with this art commission, hang on, let me rotate it. If you want to commission me for art, you can go to my Twitter, which is well, listed in the outline, the Celtic Kooky, or you can just type in the Kooky Celtic. You can DM me there for anything that you guys might be interested in seeing me draw. And keep in mind there's 4 slots in reserve per commission, so yeah. Always ask me first if any slots are open, and if there is, which there usually is, then yeah, I'm rambling. Great to have you here.
And I'm just here to mooch for clout.
No, you're here because you're my friend and I get lonely. I tend to talk better with other people.
Well, that too.
You are a great person. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, another thing too is that this is a very sarcasm-heavy stream, but I want this to be a safe place for people, and I do have a Discord, but it's only reserved for subscribers or people who I think would be really nice to talk to. So generally I like to give out invites, and then you guys gotta, you know, verify your age, because it's a very 18 plus server. Don't worry, we don't share porn or anything like that, because, you know, that should be kept for yourself. But it's mostly because, you know, I am writing a dark fantasy novel, and I would like to get as many eyes on it as possible, meaning there is going to be graphic content, which we can't really show on stream, so, yeah. I think I'm gonna... Alright. Sorry about that, guys. I was like... trying to explain what my channel's all about to the new people, and I was also working on this, so my attention was a little divided, but yeah. No doubt, I don't want to update. Let's see.
So Jordan, you know how I said I caught a 4th shiny Starly?
Uh-huh.
I just took a look at it. It's mild nature.
So, raised special attack, lowered...
Defense.
Defense. Okay, that's not good.
That's gross.
Let's see. Sorry, everyone. Oh, Jen. Phil, what do you call that thing? 2 words! Amscray! When I was a kid, I thought the Hydra's name was actually Amscray. So I was like, it's the Amscray! I was such a stupid kid. Like, if time travel ever happens, the first thing I'd probably do is... The first thing legit that I'll ever do is probably murder myself.
No. Bad.
Yes, I am bad. That's why I need to die.
No.
I
bonk you with the stick.
I exist outside of the pre-established harmony. I cannot live.
I bonk you with the stick.
Okay. If the bonk fits, I don't know how a bonk fits. It's just a sound that emanates from. If the bonk fits. Sorry, I'm having a lot of trouble with the symbol here. I don't care about Pokemon natures. I don't let that thing affect me. It doesn't affect me until the nature is actually legitimately detrimental to the stats. So I think it's definitely fair to, look into natures beforehand, and I would at the very least shoot for neutral natures because they don't affect anything, but, say you want an Espeon, and, the Espeon ends up becoming adamant. So, adamant nature, raises, physical attack, but lowers special attack. And guess what Espeon is? A special attacker. So you don't want it to, you know, get nerfed because of something silly like that. Granted, Espeon's special attack stat is super high. Like, I think it's 130. But even the smallest, nerf can greatly affect a Pokemon's performance. So generally go for neutral natures if you're just playing. But if you do get a raising nature, like say you got a Crobat with a Jolly nature, raise speed, lowered special attack, then good. Great even. But yeah. When you catch a Gible, it's a modest nature. That happened to me, and I was like, oof. No, not even that. I think it was actually the, Alpha Garchomp I found. No, it was a Gible. Pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, back to the Discord thing. You don't have to subscribe to be a part of it. But if you do, it goes a long way with supporting me, and either way, I'm happy to have you aboard.
Actually, it's funny because I actually recall of a person who their big strategy involving a Garchomp actually was they used a special variant.
Yeah, Garchomp actually does learn a fair number of special moves.
Yeah,
like
Draco
Surf,
Meteor.
for example. Yeah, and Draco Meteor. But Surf is another thing. So what was the strategy?
Basically, yeah, it was just instead of a physical Garchomp, it was all special moves, and that was part of their way of getting around Intimidate.
Ah, clever. Unorthodox, but clever. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try something here. No, wait. I need something more,
Hey,
let's
now I
see.
got all the Wisps in Jubilife.
That's not right. Okay, awesome.
This outbreak of Gravelers? Man, I don't care.
Do you have a shiny Graveler?
No.
Then that could be worth it.
Yeah, but I'd rather do this side quest instead.
But, Brian, what if it uses self-destruct? And then another shiny Graveler comes up and uses self-destruct as well.
Yeah, but that's not here.
But it's the best worst luck anyone can have. For the record, I'm referencing something that happened to one of Chugga's friends when they were playing Gen 4 together, and his friend actually discovered 2 shiny Gravelers in the same breath, but they both used self-destruct, so they were both more flabbergasted than upset. I cried when I got that Gible. It was my first Gible. Oh, shit. Not a good first impression. But, yeah, Garchomp is just well, in terms of combat, I think it's the perfect Pokemon. Like, there's a reason why Cynthia is equipped with one.
Yes.
Like, let that speak of how amazing it is.
It's a pink genie.
Wait, what? Oh, you found the, fourth, genie, right?
No, I've met them. Now I have to go to the place where they're going to be at, so then I can catch them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because the way that they handle the genies is, they're not exactly roaming, but, like, you can find them on the map.
So, it's a yes but actually no situation? What do you mean?
Basically, like, you can find them roaming on the map, but, you also have to make sure for some of them it is a specific weather condition before they appear, but then you can meet them somewhere on the map, and you do have to do a bit of work before you can actually initiate battle with them, with Tornadus giving me the most shit.
Okay. Alright, so, good to know they don't immediately run, even after you inflict a status condition on them.
No, they don't. Instead, they chuck a shit ton of tornadoes at you, and you just gotta deal with it.
I'm normally a special attacker fan myself, but Garchomp is the only exception. Okay. Fine choice, in that regard. I like to try and balance my team if I can, but the only archetype I can't seem to use effectively is the wall. Like, every game lately that I've been trying to use a more defensively inclined Pokemon, I can't seem to really figure out how it works, and they end up becoming my least used members of the team.
Well, walls don't really have too much. They only really have one job, and that's to just stall out the opponent and just take hits. And you also got to make sure you have a specific type of wall, because some walls just don't do good against certain attackers. Like, if you're gonna send out a Blissey, don't make it fight something that will punch it. It will die.
Yeah, so no fighting types.
Yeah, but like, say you stick it in front of a special attacker. Oh, that thing's just gonna stand there and be like, ha, a tickle.
Or it's like, huh, must be the wind. But no, like, I like to have a mixture of Pokemon. And did I use the wrong brush for Excalibur here? I totally did. I'm going to suplex the moon. Look, if Tifa can suplex things way bigger than her, then I can. I just gotta believe. Sorry. But yeah, mainly, I like to have a mix of both. Physical attackers and special attackers. I also throw in mixed attackers for flavor, but other than that, Pokemon definitely has the symptoms that comes with baby's first RPG, where there isn't a lot of variety of what you can do aside from, you know, attack, or setup,
Dagger,
and
dagger,
typing, and dagger, but mainly typing as well. Like, in the right game, it's still enjoyable. It's just, you know, Game Freak been doing this for years.
They still fuck it up.
It's like, That awkward moment when Mario ends up staying fresh despite the fact that they do literally the same thing. You know, don't change anything. Because what you've got already works.
Alright. Now I'm gonna try to find the pink one.
And let me, lengthen Dusk's arm a little more. There we go. Hey, you guys heard this in the last Curse of Strahd session.
There they are.
Ba, 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 ba. Oh, yeah. I legit had another reason for why I don't always stream on Saturdays either. Like, because sometimes I DM for a Curse of Strahd campaign on the Spiffy Needle Geeks, which Brian here is a part of, and so am I guess.
Yeah. You are the DM.
And Jen is also there, and TP is almost there. Is also there. Did I say almost there? Brain, mouth, why aren't you communicating? Kind of reminds me of that one episode of Ninja Turtles where, well, the 2012 version, so the weird version, where, Donnie was berating Mikey for touching stuff again, and, he ended up calling him Raph, and, Mikey was like, "Bro, you just called me Raph. I'm Mikey." I did? I mean, the plot of that episode was that Donnie was losing his marbles, but, yeah, before that, it's like, it seems like an honest mistake anyone can make, so that's why it struck a chord with me. In hindsight, that show is a bit of a mess, but, it had its moments. It really did. Ah, the Twilight Princess Forest Temple. It is also the place where you fight, oh, what was the mini-boss's name? Ook? The butt monkey. As in, the monkey with the butt. What was his name?
Rafiki?
Does anyone remember? No, that's from Lion King, not from the Zelda universe! Monkey is not his name, I'm sure. He, yeah, he was the, chief of the, monkeys that were in the temple. Reject humanity, return to monkey... No. Wait, we got a whole movie franchise, based on Monkey. And unlike most prequels, I think, the one with, Andy Serkis is actually really good. Like, I ended up really, honestly really loving, the second movie in that whole trilogy. I think it's called, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or... The titles are really long. I don't remember them well. It's the movie where he, you know, dropped, the villain monkey, Koba, and he's like, "You are not ape," and just drops him like a boss. Because Koba was a dick and killed both ape and monkey. Just looked it up, it's Ook. Yes! Okay! He's also called the boss monkey. I knew his name was Ook. My memory hasn't failed me yet. Hang on, maybe I should rotate this too. Hang on, let's, fix this.
Hey, and I caught the pink one.
Awesome. But, yeah, honestly, if for whatever reason we can't do Majora's Mask for a stream, I'd definitely be down for Twilight Princess.
You'd be down for TP.
Yeah. I'd be down for Master TP 10. Wait, that sounds wrong. Sorry. Like, TP, if you're still watching this, that was not at all how I intended that. If you were here, he'd probably say something like, I can't believe it. Jordan wants to fuck me. Or he'd be totally disgusted and say no. I'm trying to assess. There we go.
Donkey!
Minus the whole, your wallet is full, put the root. Yeah, I never liked that. Which I think the Wii U version fixes. I could be remembering wrong, though. You know, where you're like, hey, you found 20 rupees, but your wallet's full, so let's put it back. And then you have to, like, drain your wallet somehow, and then go back to the temple to reclaim that chest. I mean, of course, there's never a situation where you're, like, soft-locked out of, hard-locked, rather, getting the rupee, out of the chest, due to a one-time visit or something. So it's not like Okami.
Oh my god, I hate fog.
This is your brain when you're, when you get hit by fog. It's like, well, guess I'll die. Oh! Uka! Uka's theme. Well, what the fuck are you anyway? I'm a freaky chicken thing. Uka the Kuka. That's awfully close to Kooky, and for some reason I feel offended. It's like, I feel attacked.
Why would you do this to me?
Why, SpongeBob? Why did you set me on fire? I put it on the wrong, line, SpongeBob. Stretch. I'm like Wind Waker squash and stretch physics. Oh, it's the Butt Monkeys theme.
It keeps coming back to the butt monkey.
No, Josh, you're good. It's just I wasn't actually offended. It's just it's a bit I'm doing. Don't worry.
It's a meme.
Yeah, again, the sarcasm meter is very high on the stream.
Oh wait, Jordan, I had to chase after an Amorous with about
Sponge boy me Bob! I'm so sorry, but Mr. Maniac just got here. Sponge boy me Bob! I can't do that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I had to try to chase after an Amorous with about 3 alphas on my ass.
Well, that's rude. Also, okay, Crystal! The pizza curse is back! Cause, seems you just got pizza yourself.
We're always ordering a pizza.
Pizza time.
You're late.
This is Peter's head when he realizes he's late. Oh my god, it actually fits! When he's trying to go to MJ's play, and then the whistles start playing. The flute, sorry. Oh my god.
Mr. Squidward, I should kick your fucking ass!
Thanks, there is no way I was gonna attempt that. I just had PBJ. I know pizza is comfort food too, but I needed some more comforting food. Makes sense. Honestly, Ook!'s theme is pretty awesome. Like, it has a nice groove to it.
Yeah, that's right, Voodoo. Just let me spam victory dance for research.
Oh, you're using Lilligant.
Yeah, because I still gotta do the Pokedex entries.
Good Pokemon.
Voodoo! Why did you do that?
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna do something here.
Oh, I gotta do, it's Agile style I gotta do. Okay. Sounds good. I'll beat up this Psyduck.
So I still have the theory that Link left the claw shots to the people in Skyloft, and as time went on, Skyloft became the city in the sky. And at one point, one of the claw shots fell into Lake Hylia and into the Water Temple. You know what? That's actually a pretty solid theory. I like that. I legitimately like that. Because, you know, it makes sense. Oh, just remember seeing that one fact about Twilight Princess on Digino Gaming. Oh, yeah? What fact is that? Oh, wait, I know I forgot something. Sorry, Rivenbound? Just need to... Where is it? Here we go. Actually, no. Better idea. And then...
And Lilligant be done.
Awesome.
Rosary, can you learn pedal dance yet? Yay, you can!
Oh, hey, Riven. Welcome back. I was dead for a while, just because too many customers. Hang on just a sec. Was doing a thing ahead of time. But, this is what your commission's looking like so far. Oh, the Digino Gaming fact is that Telma was Anuma's favorite character. Really? I know that Telma, combined with her cat Louise, is based off of I think a show called Telma and Louise? Something like that? Is looking good. Thanks.
Also, I'm surrounded by alphabet soup.
Oh, unknown.
Yep.
Like, I've barely touched that side quest. Anyway, so how have you been doing, my friends? Personally, outside of work, been playing through the early access of Have a Nice Death. I guess since, you brought it up, monetarily speaking, I'm not doing the best. If push comes to shove, I may have to start job hunting, but, I did get, Josh here actually did, resubscribe, so that should go a long way in helping me, but, yeah, like, if it gets really bad, really, really bad, then I will have to consider, job hunting. Something low maintenance. And where I don't have to deal with people. I think ideally that would be the job I would go for. And part-time, obviously. It's because he liked to be scolded by mature women like her. I'm not making this up. Okay, so Anuma got horny, is what you're saying. Overgeneralization, I know, but... Sarcasm. Ah, sarcasm.
Smartmasm.
Hang on, I need to retie my hair.
There's a baby.
Yeah, if you find one of those, let me know. Good luck on that. Again, my money situation got better, so I was able to resub. Hopefully, it can help at least a bit. Yeah, you already are. And I thank you again for it.
Hello, Sissy.
Did someone say the baby? The baby.
Yeah, the baby's here.
The baby.
And she's being pet.
Alright, where's my wallet? I may need to give some dough. No problem, man. Glad to help. This is like the time I think Malik talked about Miyamoto and that cat power-up. Wait, the cat power-up? Wait, are you talking about,
The cat suit?
Yeah, the cat suit from Mario 3D World. Wait, what about it? What about it? Also, shush, that game doesn't exist. The one where the baby came from, which is actually not where the baby came from, because the baby came from Super Metroid.
Okay, cool. I am also now done with Electrode.
That, actually, that reminds me. I don't think I even registered Electrode yet. What level does, Voltorb evolve again?
I think it just evolves by Grassstone.
Leafstone, you mean?
Yeah, Leafstone.
Hmm.
Yep, Leafstone.
Oh, that I didn't know. No, the baby came from Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. Yeah, you're right about that. It's not that I forgot, it's just I have a lot going on right now. You're right, though. Metroid 2, not Super Metroid. Super Metroid is where, the baby Metroid got more famous, but, Metroid 2 is where it reappeared. I just made myself look like a fucking dumbass now. Fuck! Like, I know that!
It happens.
I think Malik will explain it to you because it was also another Did You Know Gaming fact too.
Ooh.
I know you were.
I only have 12 more entries to fill out.
Literally no one played Metroid 2 before the remake AM2R. Yeah. Also, on the note of Samus Returns, again, it's one of those games I would love to stream. It's just Nintendo never made it easy to be able to record 3DS games, which includes Samus Returns, unfortunately. I do not want to emulate it, so that's my hang-up with it. I talked about this before, but yeah. Sticking to my guns.
Oh, hello again, Cece.
I've come to make my human inspection. Yes, that. Human inspection?
Yep, you smell like human. Prepare to die. Wait, what?
Getting a capture card for 3DS is nearly impossible now, too. Yeah, again, thanks, Nintendo.
You're welcome. That wasn't a compliment, you fucking assholes.
Hey, hey. Not in the right way, you nitwit. Something Gordon Ramsay actually said to someone during Hell's Kitchen, where, you know, hang on, I need to pause so I can better articulate the story, because apparently I can't articulate stories very well when I'm focusing. So, there's a clip of a guy, basically, because they never, you know, worked with filet mignons before. So what they did was essentially they, butchered pretty much the whole cut of meat, like the whole thing, and you know, getting rid of all the fat, which you know is the best part of a filet mignon. And when Gordon found out, and you know, found the bin that they were keeping all the you know trimmed fat in, he had everyone gather around in the kitchen, and he like throws all the meat chunks against the guy who did it. And he's like, "Look at all the fucking waste!" And he, the chef says, "Well, sorry, chef. I never butchered filet mignon before." And he's like, "Congratulations, you just have." And he said, "Thank you, chef," like an idiot. And Gordon turned around and said, "Hey, not in the right way, you dumbass." And the guy had the fucking audacity to say, well, that was certainly a thing, but now I know for next time. Like, if you fuck up again, I'm pretty sure there won't be a next time for you.
Yeah. It's like, you're about to poison someone, dumbass. Stop it.
Wait, how do you poison someone by ruining a filet mignon?
Food poison.
It's like, by just trimming it? Did you listen to my story? No.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay. Wait, I'm trying to remember. It was about that cat woman, it was about that cat women are sexy and would want to see a cat peach or something. I can't remember the quotes. Bunny women greater than cat women. Hey, I did some bunny women for you once. My favorite clip, Gordon, what are you? Chef and sandwich. You need to watch more Hell's Kitchen clips, Jen. Like, there's way greater things than just that. Like, the entirety of Raj, for how fucking insane he is. How did he get on Hell's Kitchen? Yes, raw fish can get you sick. That's absolutely a fact. But yeah, we weren't even talking about fish, Brian. We were talking about the filet mignon thing. But yeah, Raj is absolutely insane. Cause, you know, I think he was around the same age as Gordon Ramsay when he was first on the show, and he boasted that he was a great chef, but he was like a walking cartoon character, if I can put him one way. And I don't say that lightly, because he did, like, apparently when he gets inebriated, he starts doing karate.
Karate.
And he also put his head in the freezer and got yelled at by Gordon because of it, just to, quote-unquote, clear his head.
I mean, at that point, you just kind of had that coming, and dumbass.
And he also he was waiting tables for a challenge, and he flubbed his lines, and he was taking their orders sequentially by going away from the table he was working on up to the countertop, where, Gordon was waiting at. And, of course, Gordon chewed him out for it. But Raj is insane. But it's sort of fascinating with how insane he was. And also, it's where the "roll the pizza dough, what are you doing?" thing came from. You know the thing I quote.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, those are your emails. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what those were, and it's like, oh, it's your Gardevoir. Which, by the way, Gardevoir is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So I'm glad you also like Gardevoir.
Yeah.
And Bones! Alright, sorry, I'm tired and I heard fillet and thought fish. Oh yeah, because of Filet-O-Fish. No, I get it. Don't worry. Oh, thank you for that, Brian. Did you say Boone? Who said Boone? So I can destroy them. Please!
I believe it was the guy that said, she only won because I lost. That's not a winner.
You sexist scumbag! I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Frank is at least a better cook than Raj, that's for sure.
Imagine Frank on Hell's Kitchen.
I think he would do pretty well. I mean, he'd only for hot dog and sausage dishes, but I'm sure he would do well for a little bit.
He's like, Frank, why are there 5 people dead in my kitchen?
Because they insisted on bringing bones. What? The buns, please.
You know what? I entirely agree. Who thought that was a good idea around him?
Who thought that was a good idea to bring those things around him? Those people's deaths are on your conscience.
Man,
it's bad enough making a bad dish, but actually killing them over... I don't know.
Who instructed him to put buns on his hot dogs? I did. That's cringe!
I hope Gordon Ramsay never ever says cringe. I hope he never does.
This is like, be better. And completed your research. That didn't take long.
Gardevoir has been mine too since forever. Yeah. Again, it's mostly because of how, intensely loyal and caring they are of their trainers. And, their Dex entry, this is another Dex entry that pisses me off, but their Dex entry mentions that they have this black hole attack that they use as a last-ditch effort to protect their trainers at the cost of their own lives. But Gardevoir has no such move in its move pool. You would think that would be a signature move of it, but it's not.
Yeah, it said it's only in the spin-off games.
What? So it does exist?
Yeah, like, in Pokken, that is a super move Gardevoir uses, and also, in, Pokemon Unite, that's its Unite move.
So, if they know that it can create black holes, why don't they just make it a move already it can learn?
Because...
Shut
up!
Wait, no, I know the answer. Because Game Freak is tired and needs to go on vacation bad.
The answer
Because they're all fucking workaholics.
The answer is... shut up.
Okay, would you like me to shut your mouth or your ass?
Yes.
Wait, hang on. No, I'm gonna keep it that way. it's weirder that way.
You made it weird.
You made it weird! That black hole move is teleport. No, it's not. Also, Pokemon isn't in-house, it's fan game effectively. Weird flex, but okay. Sorry, that was like knee jerk on my part. Although that's an interesting take on teleport. You know, with it being the fabled black hole. I don't think it is, though. At least I don't. Because, you know, usually when you think of black holes, you think, you know, destructive vacuums of death. You know, Aberrant Smash Ultimate, the teleport it throws at people. Oh yeah.
Anywho, Jordan, I has to start getting ready for work soon.
Alright.
So I shall see you later.
Alright, later. I got my copy of Scott Pilgrim finally. That's effectively what Gardevoir is doing, because they don't throw the black hole at people, they use it to escape. I mean, I could get behind that theory if it wasn't for the fact that usually when they describe the black hole in the Pokedex entries, the Gardevoir usually dies. But who knows? Maybe it does have a more destructive version of teleport. It's just, I don't know. I would like to see a more concrete example of it. You know, in the mainstream games. It could also just be my Gardevoir bias talking, and I really want it to have a new move that represents it well. So, you know what? I think you might have the right idea, Riven. It's just, I guess it's hard to imagine? Because, you know, teleport isn't an attacking move. At least not in the traditional terms. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's see here. So pretty sure the entry you're talking about isn't actually talking about making a black hole at the cost of its own life. No. Like, there, I'm not making this up. Hang on. I remember distinctly seeing something like that. Hang on. Okay, I'm going on Cerebi right now. Hang on. Oh! Okay. There's a couple of dex entries, but let's read through them just in case. So, from Shield. To protect its trainer, it will expend all its psychic power to create a small black hole. In its sword, it has the power to predict the future. Its power peaks when it's protecting its trainer. And in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it will try to guard its trusted trainer with its life. It has the ability to see the future. So let's go back a generation. No dex entry. Okay, Alpha Sapphire. Gardevoir has a psychokinetic power to distort the dimensions and create a small black hole. This Pokemon will try to protect its trainer even at the risk of its own life. Black and White 1 and 2. It also mentions the black hole. Or, wait. Yes, it does. Gen 4... Okay, no, you were right. I guess I remembered it differently. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, Ribbon. I guess it was a situation where it was like in Uncharted 4 they called it trust and verify. So it's not like that I didn't believe you, it's more like wait, is that true? And then I went to see it for myself and like, oh, okay. What the fuck happened? Oh. Wrong brush. Yeah, so I'm gonna do something fancy here. Yeah, alright then. I guess for whatever reason I understood it differently. Although a black hole attack would be really awesome to have. Like, come on, don't tell me you wouldn't want that. All right. I have the sneaking suspicion we may be getting close to done for the session, though. Let's see here. Whoa. Whoa. Saving. Oh, hey, I'm back. Don't worry about it too much. I just know too much about my favorite Pokemon. Fair enough. And with all the weird stuff I make up for my own story, I wouldn't blame you for thinking I might have made it up too. No. I also feel silly for it because, you know, we all have moments where we're like, we're absolutely sure about something, but then, yeah. That's what fact checking, does. Oh, wait. Wait, what'd I do? Wait, something's not right here. Hang on. Oh! Okay, is that it? No, wait, there's still a... You know, let's get rid of the sketch layer. I don't think a hole is filled in. Let me try and find it. There we go. Okay. Oh. Like how Purple Guard's story is that he became an at-home caretaker after an Iron Tail snapped his horn, and he couldn't use psychic powers anymore. And I just sort of think that their powers are all psychic types, so basically 0 moves can be used now. Ooh. Man, that's rough, Gardevoir. Okay, I think we're good. So, invert selection. Let's make her eyebrows more pronounced. It's okay, he's got a good wife. Okay, that's good. And you know, not every Pokemon has to fight, so, you know. Let's and that's all for the sword. Damn. Try to merge them to see if it would, you know, retain the effect, but I guess not. Oh, then again. Let me try something here. Okay, that's perfect. Then again, we could try another thing. Too bright. I don't know about you, but Um... Kind of digging the sword effects. Hang on. Let's see if we can make this part better, though. Maybe... Weird question. Would Pokemon with max IVs and EVs be basically the same as, like, bodybuilders for us? I could agree with that, actually. Yeah. I don't know why, but I've always heard the Emperor's Throne Room theme in this song. Again, it's one of those situations where it made sense to Little Jordan's brain at the time when he was playing Twilight Princess, but yeah. Okay, so he's got a bodybuilder wife. Okay, alright. One of the best kinds of wife. Alright. Okay, so we will call this... Dumbass Glow. Call this line. And color! Okay, how are we doing on time? Huh, about 2 hours. He has 0 complaints. Good. I think we can put in the flat colors. Alright, let's start with the cloak first. And I don't know why, but this is probably my favorite version of the Goron City theme so far in the series, mainly because of how bombastic it is. It was one of the first songs they advertised too. Sensor's looking super good. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, changed the volume of the music. Oh yeah, the sumo wrestling thing. Which, probably one of the more random elements of Twilight Princess. Does have the thing. Come on. Ah, it doesn't have the announcement. Lame. Okay, saw on Twitter that Square Enix made a YouTube channel on their own video game music. Slightly concerning? I say concerning because it's like, okay, can we share this though? Sumo was a fun minigame. Twilight Princess had so many good minigames. Yeah, like, I guess when I was younger, it seemed weird to me, but, it can be fun, you know, trying to outmaneuver your opponent. Because, you know, you can't just slap all the time. Like, you have to actually put some effort into your, movements. I'm checking it out now to see about it. No, better idea. When you do randomizers, you really appreciate the minigames more too. The share button is available. Okay. Okay. Now to recreate this. Let's start with the, let's start with the middle, patterning first. Majora's got a good, got a mix of good ones and absolute suffering ones. Wind Wakers are really quick and easy. But are they Wind Waker Chaos Edition? Where, not only does Link become a shadow person, but every time he rolls, he makes a swallowing sound. Which, I don't know why, but that made me, like, tear up laughing when I saw Vinny play through that. yeah, the, Bulblin chase. And also the subsequent, joust battle. Wind Waker Chaos is worse than Mario 64 Chaos. Oh, worse how? Because I'm pretty sure they're both on the levels of unplayable, but it's more like... Do you mean in terms of, like, controllability, or... Because that I can get, like, if you're trying to play it seriously. Which... I don't think is usually the case. Alright, 1, 2, 3 rings. Okay. Oh wait, I see it has the problem region lock. Great! Speaking of which, tomorrow I'm going to be trying to get 30 minutes on my Mario 64 speedrun. Oh, you're speedrunning Mario 64! That's cool. Alright. Yeah, best of luck on that. Hiccup. Best of luck on that. Mario 64 Chaos is at least beatable. Yeah, but, Oh, this part! Sorry, I like it when the song does that. It's insanity, but you can actually complete it. Fair enough. Okay. When the music is dynamic with the situation. Also, I'm sorry, I'm here just out of it after to say. No, it's fine. Oh, Jen, did the internet go out for you? Oh, fuck. Glad you're back then. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I forgot how good Twilight Princess's soundtrack was. Yeah, like this, right here. Fun thing me and Josh did. We watched The Rescuers Down Under, and we both agree it's a good movie. Not sure why people hated it. Yeah, like, that was one of the first Rescuer movies I've ever seen. And, I loved it. Let's see. Shoop, 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 okay. I must apologize that, this is the, Cape of the Mountebank, right? You know what, Josh? I should do the same. Anyway, I apologize if the patterning, isn't one-to-one, but I am not very good with filigree. But that's what makes this good practice for me, so. Alright, I think we got it. It's not exactly that, but it's an upgraded version. Oh, okay. I got to see the Rescuers Down Under when doing a Disney marathon, and I thought it looked amazing. Yeah. It's not the focus, it's just magical and can't be torn like the rest of her outfit. Yeah. At the same time, though, I still want it to look presentable. Oh, this is one of my favorite things right here. Like, it is the perfect, theme when you just found your way. Her version has 3 charges instead of 1, gives her 15 plus dex as her AC, and when she's knocked down, basically it puts her under the spell Rope Trick, so she doesn't get hit when downed. That sounds really, really powerful. But I'm guessing with what the level that you're at, it makes sense. All right. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I said there we go twice. I love the eagle in the movie. Good Mama Burb, though she was fucking huge. Did they ever explain that? Like, what was her species? Her aunt made it for her, and her aunt is overly cautious. Everything's a mimic. There. Golden Eagle. Yeah, that's right. Hang on. We better save this in case something bad happens. Golden Eagle butt. Okay. Golden Eagles don't exist in Australia. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Genetic mutation. That's why she's so big. Okay, let's do the armor next. I guess it's one of the situations where you just gotta suspend your disbelief, but, yeah, at the same time, though, why would they put in a, bird that's not native to Australia in a movie about Australia. Okay, I freaked out for a sec. Or, wait. No, I'm freaking out. I forgot to put shading on this. Or, wait. Could I possibly... Yes, I can trick this out. Hang on. Here we go. On that note, though, I did a little research on, or rather, I read through Amaterasu's TV tropes page on Okami, and I discovered that the actual Amaterasu from Shintoism has symbolisms in the way of creatures like ravens and other such creatures, but no wolves. The reason why they chose to make Amaterasu a wolf in Okami is purely for the wordplay, because not only does it mean wolf, it also can mean great god. So, Ami is a stealth pun. Also, I swear that the Goron Mines sounds more like an industrial version of the Forest Temple theme. It's just, instead of monkey noises, it's, Goron noises. I don't know. Little fun fact. A character in Toho merged herself with the Yatagarasu, the servant of Amaterasu, and became a walking nuclear or subterranean star. Fuck. So, like, Blight from Batman Beyond. Oh, god damn it. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of the Peter Parker joke that Brian and I made. It was during the Ook boss fight theme, and we were like saying I mentioned something like the flute part is when Peter is getting late or something like that, and You killed my father. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Also, she is one of the inspirations for a character named Eliza. Alright. Also, best mini-boss theme in this game. Alright, Reiji's theme is literally called Solar Sect of Nuclear Wisdom. What about Nuclear Meltdowns grants wisdom? Then again, Blight does have a pretty badass line. And behold, I shall be a blight upon the land, and everything I touch shall wither and die. I don't think that really counts as wisdom, though. Ooh, the Fyrus theme. No, that's the name. Her stage theme to reach her is called Hellfire Mantle. I've lost connection. I'm back, though. Hello. Speaking about and Beyond, can we talk about how for a kids WB show, it was really fucked up at points? I love it, but also Jesus. Yeah, remember that there was an entire episode that not only touched upon Ace the Dog's origins, but that he was also part of a dogfighting ring? And they've actually been experimenting on dogs to make them mutant abominations? Oh, and let's not forget how, there was an entire episode that talked about, drug abuse and Bane's venom was the subject matter for it in the form of something called slappers. And, yeah, that's a thing. I just realized Dusk is almost like Syndrome, except if they were the good guy and, Bob turned evil. Okay. Dogfighting actual drugs, splicing, a dude turning into half ink. Oh, and let's not forget how the Joker died in that continuity. He turned the second Robin, Tim Drake, insane, and it was that same Robin who was pushed to the brink enough to actually shoot the Joker in the chest. But even then, the Joker didn't stop there because he inputted his genetic code into his body, so he could essentially rise from the dead. And, which version of, whatever version of the death you think is more violent is up to you, but, yeah. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker is probably one of the best Batman things ever produced. And the reason Terry was able to beat Joker was because he was the only one to not take him seriously. So, he essentially beat the Joker by heckling him. Because, you know, remember, he, never once took him seriously, even though everyone else around him is like, oh, the Joker's the worst, do not ever fight him, you will not win, oh, you're fucking dead, Terry. But, yeah. But then, Terry comes in and says, wait a minute, I'm funny too. At that point with the chip on Tim, my suspension of disbelief was in effect. I mean, genetic tampering is definitely a thing. It's just, you know, comic book universe, so you gotta take it with a grain of salt. The censored version of his death is so much more brutal than simply just getting shot. Yeah, you're right on that. Although, I definitely think Bonk's death in the uncut version is definitely better, because, you know, he was shot on screen. You know, he wasn't just Joker gassed to submission. Because, you know, that's weak. BRB, Mom and Daddy got the pizza now. Awesome. The weirdest episode in Batman Beyond... Okay, the Egg Baby episode? I'm sorry. Change weird to the funniest episode. It's my fault that he's gone. Him. That's a doll you're talking about, not a life. It's my life if he's missing. I'll have to take family studies again. Have you ever taken family studies? But yeah. Batman Beyond is such an amazing show. And, yeah, Terry is best Batman. Like, nothing against Bruce. He's legendary, but that's just it. He's legendary, so he's expected to be amazing. But, Terry is just... It's nice to see a Batman who's not as experienced, but is still worthy in his own right. Actually, the way Batman Beyond starts is one of my favorite openings in any show ever. Where, yeah, we do see how Bruce, you know, was forced to quit as Batman. Because, you know, by the time we meet him, he's already having heart problems, even with a new suit to help him keep up with the new crimes. None of his partners are around because they all left him because of how intense he is. And the guy who did him in is something that he rightly predicted in the animated series before. Where, you know, he was taken out by some punk with a gun. A crowbar, sorry. He held the gun against the punk. And on the note of the criminals, none of them are scared of him. Like, they just sort of expect him to appear now, so he has no mystique. And, yeah, when Bruce was forced to you know, point a gun at the guy, he was like, okay, you know what? I think I should stop. Also, he's the voice for Unstoppable. Yep, Will Friedle. Will Friedle shows he can be a force of a leading man. Did you know that he was Bumblebee in Transformers Prime? And did you know that he also played D&D with the Critical Role cast during their Vox Machina campaign? Like, I'm really hoping that somehow they'll import the Slayer's take into the Vox Machina show. Because, you know, spoilers for the first season at least, they don't make an appearance in the first season. Which sucks, because I do like characters like Kashaw and Will Wheaton's character Torbeard, even though the whole Will Wheaton dice curse is what made his character. Yeah, I did. Not the Transformers thing, but I knew about the Critical Role bit. Yeah, Will played D&D once. Yeah, he played as Kashaw. He was a cleric, and he had a pretty nasty backstory. He was essentially been made into an arranged marriage with a goddess who I think also was responsible for his birth, kind of. It's really uncomfy material, and Will delivered on it spectacularly. And then we got Torbeer, who's like a dead serious character in roleplay. Like, he's amazing in roleplay, but of course with Will Wheaton playing as his character, he's just plagued with bad roles except for the one natural 20 he got. Oh yes, and of course, back to Batman. I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. Killer Croc. And it wasn't even Killer Croc who said that. It was it was Batman impersonating him. Yeah, remember when Batman was not just called the world's greatest detective for show? Like, he actually had other disguises. And like whole other identities to, you know, get more information out of the criminal underworld. Like when he played the role of a gambler, like, that is one of my favorite things he's ever done. Like, sorry, I keep saying like I'm turning into Shaggy Man. Oh, Scoob! Help! I need a thesaurus, Scoob. Ready. Also, sorry, Reteller, for talking over your theme. Oh, what? Where, the bad guys were talking about how they almost, got Batman? Almost got him? Yeah, it was one of my favorite episodes, too, because, you know, they were all just playing cards together, and it was interesting seeing their perspective on things. Wait a minute, why aren't the wolves howling the song? Instrumental version! Oh wait, there we go. Oh, it plays both versions. Okay, I forgot about that. Shox would totally play cards with other villains, just host a game night. Yeah. You know what? He kind of strikes me as the type who would do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, was this the Twilight Bug Queen thing? Oh yeah, it is. Which, by the way, I never found that boss gross. Yeah, Bug Queen, yeah. It's like I think even as a kid, I've seen worse at that time, so yeah. Bug Queen never really grossed me out. Also, I just realized that the Twilight Realm battle motif is in this song too. I had really bad ears as a kid. I mean, I still have bad ears, but you know. I am back and now I have pizza. Hello, welcome back. I just turned into Alex Diner. Hello, welcome back. I remember when I played the Wii U version, I completely forgot it existed because I hadn't played the old version in forever, and I was like, wait, what? Something tells me that might happen to me too, because it's been a hot minute since I played any Zelda game. Which, you know, I take several years breaks from Zelda games anyway, so they still remain fresh in my mind. Rather, the experience, remains fresh in my mind. But generally, Zelda is the type of game that you can still pick up and play even after, like, several years of absence. Like, I remember when I first got the 3DS version of Majora's Mask 3D, and despite the stipulation that it has, you know, even with the Song of Inverted Time, it's, it actually goes by a lot, time actually goes by a lot faster in that game. I was able to complete it pretty easily. But I think that's also because, you know, Majora's Mask encourages, you know, several do-overs, so you can, you know, understand how the game works. It's definitely a lot easier to pick up on your second playthrough, and it heavily relies on meta-knowledge. Not that it's a bad thing. Oh yeah, the weird dream sequence. What the heck was that all about? Like, can someone explain what the fuck that was all about? Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Like, I was so confused. I still need to get back into Skyward Sword again. Origin story trying to be scary. Yeah, again, like, I find Twilight Princess's attempts of being scary adorable in hindsight because, you can tell it's trying to be scary. And, like, when you're trying to be scary, it's just like, aw, you silly baby. Whereas Majora's Mask just plays it straight and, you know, doesn't try to, you know, embellish anything. Like, it just is. And also, it has some pretty horrifying subtext, too. Like, okay, need to pause again so I can talk about this more clearly. Sorry. Okay, pause. Music. So, if you manage to, do the, alien side quest in Romani Ranch, and you talk to the sisters on the night of the final day, Cremia actually promises to, take Romani to the milk bar in Clocktown, when, you know, all the times, you know, every other time, she told her no because she's not old enough to drink yet. But then, on the final night, she's like, you know what? I consider you an adult now. Let's go to the milk bar. So, the reason Cremia did this is implied that... It's implied that the reason Cremia told her this and allowed her to drink the Chateau Romani on the night of the final day is to, you know, get her drunk off the milk so she doesn't have to feel the effects of the moon crashing down on Termina. So Cremia knew there was no way of getting out of, you know, the apocalypse. So she wanted to spare her sister their final moments. And that is so dark. And I love that about the writing of Majora's Mask, honestly. Yeah, psychological horror and subtext. Like, slow burners, I would say is a lot more scary than just oogie boogie scary monster. Not to mention, because what Cremia is feeling is definitely something that, you know, a girl her age with so much responsibility taking care of her dad's ranch would feel for her sister. And I think her parental instincts definitely kicked in regards to that. And even sometimes with parenting, you gotta be cruel to be kind, because let's be real, getting your little sister drunk so she doesn't have to know that the world has ended and that they're going to die by getting crushed by a giant moon. Okay, I love the emotional whiplash the soundtrack had. Like, it went from the scare chords from that cutscene to Lake Hylia, which is super, super pleasant. But, yeah, like, that's not the only thing in the way of subtext either, because who remembers the Deku Butler's son? And have you ever wondered, you know, since Mikau and Darmani are the, you know, residing spirits in the Zora and Goron mask, who's inside the Deku mask? Has anyone ever wondered that? I think another scary thing was the death of Mikau. Like, it's heavily implied that the pirates not only took his kids, but tortured him in very brutal ways before tossing him out. Yeah, like, pirates are extremely brutal. Like, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were amazing, and they actually were historical when it counted, but make no mistake, they still romanticized piracy as a whole, because when you, like, really get down to the really, really, really bad pirates, they're known torturers, rapists, and, just generally very amoral people. Although, on that note, fun fact, the Pirates Code actually did exist. It's not one-to-one like Pirates of the Caribbean portrayed it, but they do have their own set of morals, and I believe one of them does have to deal with, hey, if you don't, if you're gonna pick a fight, do it on the nearest shore, or the nearest port, so you can settle your differences. Like, don't do it on the ship. I remember that, and what's worse is the Deku Butler's son in the manga was also the Deku Princess's best friend. Oh shit, I didn't know that. So, oh my god, the Deku Princess lost her best friend. And yeah, Darmani in Snowhead was killed by one of his own. Yeah, like, you know, the Goron who was, you know, just making the blizzard, yeah, it was, they were, the cause of the blizzard, and also, subsequently, the reason why Darmani got blown off the mountain. Because he couldn't see, where they were, and, you know, got murdered. And it was purely accidental, too. Like, the big guy doesn't even realize that he did it. Oh, yeah, this. This is definitely, this is definitely clown music. There we go. What I miss is I'm home with pizza. No, we were just talking about how fucked up, Majora's Mask is, and, you know, we were going around with, you know, the causes of the main, transformation mask's, host's deaths, and, clown music draws picture perfect real life ribbon. Oh, come on. Anyway, like, she asked Link to put on the Deku Mask to turn into a Deku. She started to cry as the others told Link that he reminded her of her best friend. I don't remember that at all. Like, I even remember reading, a fan translation of, the Majora's Mask manga. I don't remember that. That is so evil. Also, Cremia and Romani weren't even in the manga to begin with, which is a sin to me because everything related to Romani Ranch and Lon Lon Ranch, for that matter, need to be given the attention they deserve. And when they aren't given the attention they deserve, Jordan gets grumpy and sad. Because he loves Lon Lon Ranch. Okay, let's get the eye glow out of the way before we forget. Hang on, that's more globby. Needs to be more fiery. There we go. The princess was in love with the Deku Butler's son. Oh, that's worse! Oh, Odawa was demanding the Deku Princess as a sacrifice, otherwise he would spread the poison further into the swamp. Which, you know, yeah, they don't usually give, Zelda bosses, motivations other than, oh, we had a bad guy. We had a bad guy. Fight us. Fight me. So it's interesting, that the manga creators actually, you know, gave them reasons, for doing what they do. Okay, and then we'll do the same for you. Hang on, that's, too wispy. Hang on. And we'll turn up the brightness, too. The manga gave them all more, motivations. In the game, she was kidnapped while she and the monkey were hanging out. Yeah, it's not canon, but, you know, that's the reason why headcanons exist. Yeah, granted, while they do, do their own thing, like, you gotta admit, some of the things, they do touch upon are, rather interesting to think about. If the manga is canon, Link felt up didn't- What? What are you talking about? Like, I wasn't saying it. I wanted it to be canon. It's just, you know, it has some nice ideas. Okay, when did that happen? Explain? I was so Oracle of Seasons. Okay. I don't remember that though. Then again, I don't think I even read that far. In that manga. What? Oh man, this is so much better. Link was killed by the main villain and Din brought him back and he was all, I knew you'd do that, gotcha! Okay, hang on. I need to face the other way because I don't want to blast your ears out too badly. But, Link dies! That's about as ridiculous as Sonic dying in Sonic 06. Whoa. I remember Impa giving Link a hug, but I don't remember that part. Wait. Oh, sorry, I had to reread that. Like, I was like, wait, what, did you just do a double negative, Crystal? It's like, I remember Impa giving Link a hug, but I don't remember Impa giving Link a hug. No, that's not what you meant. I think it was very early on that she did that. Okay. We need to do another thing here. How do you feel about tears, Riven? Four Swords manga is the most wild, though. I remember a fan dub where the main Link had an Australian accent and the other Links had American accents. It's like, the dub was good, but it's like... Alright, fair enough. Main, Green Link is the only one, who has an accent. My allies, who I thought were heroes, who I called friends, are allowing these absolute atrocities to occur, and now only I can stop them. Yeah, Tears work. Alright, great. Also, the bards. Hang on. I'm gonna redo this one. Wrong brush. I know Danny used a four-sword manga Dark Link as a persona for commentary videos. That's true, yes. That was her icon for the longest time. At least around the time I met her. Yep, way back in the day. I met her when she still had that, like, 2011. Whoa. I know I've met her recently, but I'm still floored by the fact that, Denny actually worked with Chugga, during his Okami Let's Play. Like, she's the one who made all those, enemy graphics. Back when she was a graphic designer. Oh, wait, hang on. Tears. Oh, yeah, I was with her at MomoCon when BJ added her at the Runaway Guys panel. She was so embarrassed. Fuck you, BJ. Let's save again. Alright. Let's get the swords colored in. Ah, no, I forgot something. By the way, me and BJ were talking about the whole Fire Zodiac Theory dead thing. As a Leo, answer carefully. It was funny though, and we got to meet the three of them and even talk to them personally, like a small group thing. I don't watch them as much anymore, but they're good guys, all of them. In the manga Majora's Mask, actually, for some reason I vibe with Proton John the most. Also, in the manga Majora's Mask, Link and Fierce Deity scared the Happy Mask salesman by slashing his own masks. Oh hey, it's the theme of, the inferior tingle. I think he means Chinese zodiac. Okay. As a dog, how dare you? No. All tingles are inferior to the one true tingle from Rosy Rupee Land. Fair point, fair point. Oh god. Hey Tinger, it's me, Pinger. things are getting fucked up here. Oh god, no, it's Agatha. We both agreed that our Pepper Croc boy can still evolve into a snake. The ancient ancestors of... Oh, you mean Pokemon! Like, okay, leave with that next time, Jen? Okay, we both agreed that our Pepper Croc boy can still evolve into a snake. Okay. The ancient ancestors of snakes had legs flippers. Just look at the Mosasaur. They appear crocodilian-like. They're actually snakes. He's not a snake. Stop coping, Jen. Do not mistake my silence for lack of grief. Like, I never really cared that much for the Zodiac thing, but, I mean, it's whatever, you know? Like, I mean, judging from how tired Game Freak is all the time, who's to say that they even came up with a theory at all, and it's just sort of something that's purely coincidental. He's literally a crocodile. You don't go down in evolution. I mean, it does have legs. Wait, well, no. Because remember, Superior started with legs, and then it became a snake. So, who's to say that Fuecoco won't end up the same way? Look, I just love Fuecoco because he's a crocodile that does things at its own pace, and even then, it looks like a fucking Mario enemy. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted here. Okay. The four frills are also yellow. All right. It's a cute round boy. Glad to see that Fuecoco is getting so many fans, but, I think I'm still gonna go for Sprigatito. Not because of Christina V's meme, but, because I like cats. I own cats. And I think the first time in a long time I want to use a grass starter. And Sprigatito might be, my first foray back into that typing. And the reason Cremia and Romani weren't in the manga is because the writers tried to put them in, but they couldn't. So instead, they made a cute artwork at the end of the manga. I mean, yeah, I did actually see the behind-the-scenes pictures of them. What? Have found with Sprigatito when they stand up? Like, again, I think we talked about... we talked about this earlier in the stream, but I don't give a shit if the Pokemon ends up, you know, standing upright when it's fully evolved. Like, all I care about is, all I care about is if the Pokemon's fun to use. And, also, I like cats. So, yeah. Like, I don't care if Sprigatito ends up standing up. And it's like, I don't get what the big hubbub is about. If it's an anatomy thing, I can understand. But if it's not an anatomy thing, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're getting bent out of shape over nothing. Oh, see you later, Josh. The problem for me was I really liked, Litten. I love cats, I love fire starters. And I absolutely despise how... Okay, as an Incineroar fan, I don't agree. Also, since Incineroar is based off of a wrestling heel, I don't think you're supposed to like him, per se. Or her. Because they can be female. Why did they have to be a wrestler? I don't know, but I still don't mind. Like, I mean, Riven, keep in mind that it's a fire dark type, not a fire fighting type. Also, that's another thing. That's another Pokemon nitpick that I don't understand. Like, firefighting is not a bad type, guys. And I'm not being a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian. I legitimately don't think it's a problem. Give me more even. Yes, thank you. They don't even have to be starters. They can just be Pokemon. But also give Fuecoco a gun. Why? Oh, so you can shoot Incineroar. Got it. Yes, Jen. We also know about the Volvagia thing from the Ocarina of Time manga. Give the duck a gun. No. I'll do you guys one better. Give Sprigatito 2 guns. No, so they can shoot James Pond. Wait, Pond or Bond? Pond. Sprigatito too high to fight with just 5. Okay, I get that, you know, grass, haha, funny weed joke, but Sprigatito is based off of sprigs, which is a type of plant, so I don't know if it's just my autism talking, but I find that funny. Didn't laugh. Too much catnip. I mean, people didn't make that joke with Litten. All cats are weed cats. You're a weed cat! I must have not paid attention to, you know, the internet then. My cat is currently high on catnip. Wait, Loki's high on catnip? Oh no! No, he's gonna be even more chaotic, Jen! What are you doing? Litten is lit was a huge joke. Well, I don't recall ever reading it that much, so it like, really? It's like, how do you not see it, Jordan? I don't. Also, we were talking, or rather, I was talking over this amazing piece of music. Yeah, man, Twilight Princess has better music than I remember. Bunny, though, the real MVP. Yes, Cinderace is a really good fire starter. I love Cinderace. Cinderace was my #1 pick when Sword and Shield was first announced. Like, I wanted the Fire Bunny so bad. Like, I don't know, for Alola, Incineroar and Primarina are tied with my favorite starter from that generation. Like, I was never a fan of Decidueye. Like, no, I still like it. Again, for those of you who don't watch my streams very often, the only Pokemon I actively hate is Ladybug. Every other Pokemon is, I can either see them being cool for, you know, the thing that we're based on, or just the worst I can give other Pokemon is I don't care. about them, but never really outright hate any of them except Ladybug. Ledian, however, Ledian I like. Ladybug to me is just a dumpy, stupid little ladybug that doesn't even look cute. It's just, it's so chunky. It's like it's trying to be cute, but it's, I don't know, it's what's the right word for it? I guess it's too uncanny for me. So it's like, I don't like it. But Ledian, it's based off of a superhero, so while the Pokemon itself is bad mechanically, I can at least appreciate that, oh, it's like a superhero. That's cool. I just wish I had the stats to back it up, though. Like, Ledian definitely could benefit from a Mega. The only Pokemon I hate is Landorus Theory form. Oh, you're only saying that because you kept getting beaten up by it, didn't you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Is it bad that I like Ladybug? No, if you like Ladybug, it's fucking fine, Crystal. Like, if you like a Pokemon that someone else doesn't, that's fine. Just, like, if anyone tries to take that away from you, they're assholes. Like, I'm just giving my thoughts on the Pokemon. No, I hate it because it's stupid in design. I actually skipped that era of competitive. I don't mind it. Like, I'm sure it has something to do with folklore or mythology. I'll have to look at it again, but I think Landorus Theory form looks cool. It's like a cross between a tiger and, you know, a genie. Okay, the last thing we need to color in is Excalibur. The other genie secondary forms actually make sense and are cool. Landorus doesn't. Meh. I don't see it, but then again, that's individualism. Yes, Tornadus is the first pure flying type. So why is every flying type ever normal flying? Like, was there a mechanical reason for why that is in previous generations? Like, oh, we can't make it pure flying because it'll break the universe in half, or, you know, something like that. Again, I'm exaggerating. I'm not being serious. Was there a mechanical reason for why every bird-like or flying-type Pokemon was, you know, part normal? They had a reason in Gen 1. Don't remember what it was, but there was a reason. Also for Ledian, this Heart Gold and Soul Silver mod I gave them a 100% of their base stat total. And Iron Punch a generation before the ability existed. Yes! Thank you! And the design philosophy stretched into later games until Sword and Shield. But yeah, like, if there's a Pokemon type they need to retcon, it's definitely flying types that don't necessarily need the normal typing. I mean, if I can give my own theory here, maybe they did it to stabilize type effectiveness or something. I don't know. Like, I can't really tell you the reason why they would decide to make it so weird like that. We'll come back. Sorry. We'll come back to the blood groove of the sword soon. Just gotta. Normal flying is actually a pretty decent type combination. Mega Pidgeot is nothing to sneeze at. I never used Mega Pidgeot, and keep in mind, I'm not a competitive Pokemon player by any stretch of the imagination. But didn't they make it so Mega Pidgeot had more special attack? If that's the case, that's interesting for a flying type, because I think usually they're physical attackers. Yes, Lake by Temple. Aesthetic-wise, love it. Hated the dungeon backtracking. Even then, normally means dodge ghosts. Flying means no fighting weaknesses. Still weak to rocks and electric. Yes, they did give them Stab Hurricane, making them really good at rain teams. Oh! I remember that I was given a shiny one over Wonder Trade, and it had Heat Wave. Was that a popular move for Mega Pidgeot? Yes, Heat Wave is good too. My nose has been acting up lately. Doesn't help that my allergies are going out of control because I saw red in my tissue. Oh, man. Yeah, that is ouch. By the way, Jordan, speaking of shinies, you want a shiny Roselia? In what game? Because if it's Sword and Shield, then, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Their physical set was Brave Bird, Return, Defog, Roost, and U-Turn. Where they kept leftovers instead of their Mega. Yeah, thank you for the offer, though, Jen. Wait. Wrong brush tool. Which, normally, Roselia's one of my favorite grass types, so I absolutely would have taken the opportunity to take it. It's just... Sword and Shield, in hindsight, was... Also, hello, Deku Toad. Hey, Deku Toad! Their physical set was Brave Bird, Return, Defog, Roost, and U-Turn, where they kept leftovers instead of their Mega. But their special set replaced Return and Brave Bird with Hurricane and Heat Wave. Okay. So why was the Deku Toad a Deku? Like, does anyone have their own theories on why it was counted as a Deku creature? Because I always kind of found that out of left field. Not a clue. I'll be fine. Just been feeling not so great that I can't concentrate, and sometimes I would say something stupid. It's fine. I really didn't think too much into the dungeons of Twilight Princess. There's a dragon in that game and it just exists. Wow, you're fucking boring. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. That's a horrible thing to say. Wow. That sounded more smarmy in my head than mean. I am so sorry. Wow, I kind of feel like a dick now. I mean, I am a dick, but sorry. No, for real, there's a sick dragon design, but what does he do? Nothing really. Yeah, he's just kind of there. Yeah, fuck, what was his name? Argarok? Wait, its name is actually Argarok? Again, my memory is way better than I give it credit for. Hyrule Warriors does some cool shit with him. Oh, yeah? I don't actually remember. What is it that they do with Argarok in that game? He's not just a boss. He's basically his own level. Like, say something stupid or forget the most important info that I should know, like when someone was asking about who Tuxedo Mask's real name is. For the life of me, I couldn't remember what the name was. Mamoru. I was like, what was wrong with me? I know this. Yeah. Okay. I know exactly what you mean. And meanwhile, he's attacking your base from the air. Huh. Okay. Sorry I'm not giving much input on Argarok. It's just, it's been a minute since I played Hyrule Warriors, and, you know, I gave Hyrule Warriors a shot. I beat the story from start to finish, and, I had fun with it. It's just, you know, I guess I'm not the sort of, person who's a fan of doing the same thing over and over again just to unlock stuff. My favorite character was actually Impa from that game. Like, I loved Impa. You also play as Midna during the level. Oh, yeah! Yeah. I mean, gonna be honest, I kind of didn't like how Midna controlled in that game. My favorite characters to use was, Impa, Link on a horse, mainly because you can just juggle enemies over and over and over again. And I think... Nah, Link in general. I liked Lana, Young Link, Medley, added much later, Linkle, and both Midnas. Yeah, because you can play as Imp Midna and Twilight Midna. And I think Twilight Midna relied on the Mirror of Twilight as her weapon. I wanted to like Tetra and Marin too, but I just didn't. Huh. I think actually, on the note of Argarok, I think they and, Morpheal share a theme? Am I remembering that correctly? Yes, yes they do. Yeah, this is definitely Morpheal's theme. I should really add Twilight Princess music to our playlist. Holy shit. Like, again, I forgot how good the soundtrack was. How many times have I said this? Probably more than necessary, but bears repeating, right? Ah, fuck. There we go. Anywho, it's really coming along super good. I really like it. I'm gonna prepare for my own stream now. Yeah, good luck, Riven. Yeah, I think we are reaching the point where, I'll pick this up again off screen, but I want to at least get the, main shading out of the way. So, we'll, stop the stream after that. But we necessarily aren't calling this done yet. Yeah. Later, Riven. Thanks for coming. Okay, this cutscene right here, I've seen so many parodies of it where they basically had Zant, you know, speaking in a high-pitched voice, where he's like, "Where are my gifts?" Yeah, good thing you're prepared, Crystal. Ugh. And the same thing, I think Zant was going on about non sequiturs. I can't really tell you what they were. I don't remember exactly. But I also remember that he was also, you know, flinging Midna around several times because she wouldn't shut up. But no, the main thing I remember is, "Where are my presents?" So logically, I can no longer take this cutscene seriously anymore. Zant is actually one of those few psycho villains done right. I liked him until the Ganondorf reveal. Like, Ganondorf didn't need to be in this game. He really fucking didn't. So honestly, it's sort of like, for me, they ruined Zant just by having Ganondorf in it. Ganondorf in the game. Like, he was cool until, you know, it's like, what, were they writing his plot halfway, and then they were like, and then Nintendo was like, "Hey, you want to put Daddy Ganondorf in this game?" And he's like, And the writers were like, but we just got this drafted out. And it's like, oh, put Ganondorf in there then. Like, okay, fine. Fine. Then again, it's not as when I was working on my astronomy homework, and when I sneezed, I saw red in my hand, that I ran to the sink with my mom trying to calm me down, and to lean down in the sink. Oh, fuck. The horseback fight with Ganondorf was amazing. I love the Beast Ganon fight and the actual sword fight. Yeah, Ganondorf's 3 phases were actually pretty nicely handled. I remembered that I kept going to that boss battle over and over again because of, you know, how much I liked it. Then again, I was an obsessed little kid back then, so... At least my homework didn't have blood on it. Otherwise, that would have been a very awkward chat about that with the teacher. Yeah. Although one thing I never understood is okay, so why did Lanayru attack Midna? Did like Zant trick Lanayru or something, or I don't get it. It was one of those things that never made sense to me. And yeah, Midna's Lament. Yes. The one track everyone knows. Also the turning point for Midna's character. Actually, if I can say something about Twilight Princess that I'm not a fan of, is, it's how the narrative isn't as thoughtful as other Zelda games were, if that makes sense. Where, well, okay, the Lanayru thing I just mentioned. And also, the Zant thing, and it's either things aren't explained very well or they're just dropped entirely. And I also feel bad because, you know, at the end of Twilight Princess, it seemed like we were about to get a follow-up for, you know, Link trying to search for a way to reach Midna again because she destroyed the, you know, the Mirror of Twilight before she left. But I don't think Nintendo cares enough to make a sequel for it because, you know, we already have Breath of the Wild 2 on the way. So it's a shame that, we're likely not going to get a continuation of Twilight Princess. Also, I don't know, guys. Nah, we'll call the stream soon. Like, I was thinking about it, and, like, you know, I've already gotten this far with the shading, but I'm like, you know what? Considering that, Dusk's sword is glowing, I think I want to do a little bit more with the shading. Ah. All right. We'll save this, but we're not totally done with Dusk yet. So, we're gonna call the stream for tonight. I would like to eat the rest of my pizza, and yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow night. It's highly likely that I'll be doing something else tomorrow, because I'm likely to finish this sometime tomorrow, but I mean, we would raid Riven, but it's a subscriber only chat, so I don't think it would work. Who else is online? Oh, they turned it off? Emote only. That's fine. I think we'll raid some other time. And also when we have a bigger party of people. So, yeah. See you guys later. And, again, thanks to Josh for the resubscription. And thanks to Heaton for the raid earlier. And